I know. I am extremely late. But you know how the old saying goes, better late than never. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. I am here to tell you about the time that I had went to NPC, also known as Nerdcore PartyCon. So this past July, specifically the 29th and the 30th, I had went to North Carolina to experience it all in person. Now, as you can probably tell by my channel, I am mainly a Nerdcore reaction channel. As Nerdcore has become a literal center point in my life, I thought, you know what? Let's see what we can do here. I saw that it was going to be in North Carolina, and I did the MapQuest and Google thing, and it wasn't that far away from where I live. So I thought, you know what? Let's go. And basically, I thought, you know what? Let me see if I can get my brother, my best friend, baby boy Nick, to come with me. So, a few months passed after I had told him the idea. He had convinced his mom, drove him down here, and basically we went off on a journey to North Carolina. Now, the trip itself was very calm. We were listening to Nerdcore and a lot of instrumentals and jazz on the majority of the trip to and from. Nothing real crazy had happened. But when we got there for the actual NPC part, let's just say neither of us were ready for what we were about to bear witness to. So obviously, day one was the day of the concert. So we got up early and everything like that, and basically we left about an hour, like I forgot, like an hour and a half before they actually let us in, I think. And we were about 10 minutes away from the venue, so we decided to get in line and everything like that. Luckily enough, it wasn't that bad. We were at the front of the general audience thing, so we were waiting out in the sun. We passed some time with some of the people who were also waiting in line. Saw a few of the artists leave the actual venue, probably going out to do some stuff. Oh, by the way, Jonald, if for whatever reason you see this, you never did give us an answer on what your anime backstory was. You were dripped out in a like 3-piece Armani suit with a blue Rengoku Hashira cloak on. What is your bloody anime backstory? I'm still waiting for that. And if I never get a response back, I will just be hurt and I would like a written apology, please. Regardless of that, the waiting part wasn't that bad. By the time it was time for us to actually go into the actual thing, get our ticket scanned and all that stuff, the actual venue was a lot bigger than what I thought. And I was not ready. Me and my brother Nick were just chilling, looking at everything, just absorbing everything in. We were seeing a few of the artists like walk around before the actual thing had started, because it started at 4? In all honesty, I vaguely remember what time it started. All I know is this: the actual experience of the concerts was absolutely freaking insane. Everyone who performed did their bloody thing. I'm pretty sure future me will put up some footage of some of the performances that were being done that night, because I cannot remember off the top of my head everybody. And you would think for such a life-changing experience that I would actually remember that. That's not always the case, at least for me. I have to go back and remember some things, but that is besides the point. The actual concert itself, everyone who performed, it was nothing more than high octane energy, emotions. Even when people were putting up their lights, it was just like, this is something that I lived for a moment for. Because I don't like the idea of going to concerts, but because I am literally a part of this community in some way, shape, form, or fashion, even if I am just a baby boy reactor. Wow, I almost said reactioner. Yeah, you've been doing this for how long, me, and you can't even English right. This is why I love us. Oh my god. I will say, one of the highlights of that entire night, it was when, I think it was Ben, was about to sing, and he was trying to play his guitar for one of his songs. I think it was in-game song. I can't remember which song he was about to do, and the actual thing was going out. So a random guy from staff, obviously, came in with a little microphone and put it up and got the sound working and everything. And everyone out of nowhere just started chanting "Red Shirt Guy, Red Shirt Guy." Future me, put that up on the screen somewhere, like please, so they can understand how funny and hype that was. All right, he was a hero in that moment.
Shirt guy! Red shirt guy! Red shirt guy! Red shirt guy! We love you, red shirt guy! Red shirt guy!
He told me I gotta wait till he gets back over there, so.
I wanted to shake his hand. That's how much of a legend that dude was. And I am glad that that was a thing. Regardless, the concert was as it was, a concert. Just hype. Everything down from the countdown to the last performance, everyone did their thing, and I could not be any more excited and happy about being there in person. Now, I will say this, me and Nick, my baby boy, my best friend, we literally like about like 2 people away from the left side of the stage by all the speakers. When I tell you that those 808s and the bass hits on the songs that they were doing literally shook our skeleton. And I'm going to tell you this right now, when we left the venue that night, he had blown out his voice. And when I tell you that we were screaming and chanting and everything else from the moment it started to the moment that it ended, I kid you not, his voice was gone that entire night. I was doing the same amount of screaming, if not more, and more jumping than he was, and yet I didn't lose my voice. Then again, I am more used to screaming and yelling a lot of stuff in my lifetime, so maybe my throat is a lot more resistant to that. Pause. Also, fun fact, whenever I was jumping up and he was recording some of it, apparently I had jumped up so high. Now, he's like 5'11", so he had his hand up like that. That's like 6'4", whatever. I jumped up so high that my head hit his hand, knocked his phone up into the air. He had to find it in the dark, like, area, found it, caught it, and looked at me. I didn't know any of this had happened. And just looked at me like, this guy really just knocked my phone up into the air just from jumping. Look, I might be 5'4", but I got mad hops, okay? I got mad hops. There's a reason why I call myself Hinata, because I got mad hops. Long story short, the concert of day 1 of NPC was truly an experience that I will never forget. Now, day two of the actual meetup. Now, this is probably, this stuck with me even more so than the concert, and this is about to say something, because let it be known, I got humbled extremely quick, and I did not know how to function. So, obviously, we're meeting up with the artists and everything right now, and the first line that me and Nick get into was the one for DPS, Daddy Fat Snaps. We get into the line, we're waiting, and obviously next to him is baby boy Fable. Now, if you did not know, Fable is the person that I introduced Nick to, and the person that basically got him into nerdcore, which is the reason why he even knows about it and why I invited him, because he understands how awesome the community and the music is. He was next to DPS, and the lore of real life lore is that DPS and Fable are like, they're like Asta and Yuno from Black Clover. They're like Luffy and Zoro. They're like Goku and Vegeta. They're like a insert anime duo person here, insert anime duo person here. They are just like that. It's like they are always hyping each other up on Twitter, and it's the most wholesome thing that I have ever seen. It's like a most wholesome brotherhood, along with other people as well. His line was probably the longest in the entire venue. One, because Fable didn't perform. He said it months ago that he was not going to perform, but he was going to be there. So we were in the line for DPS. Sadly, we never got to meet Fable. I'm pretty sure I, along with dozens, if not hundreds of other people, wanted to meet him, even if it was like for a few seconds. We never got that chance, but maybe next time in the future. But when we were getting up to DPS, and I kid you not, we had got to DPS. I was about to go in for a little dap up. He reeled back and started fanboying over me. Note how he started to fanboy over me because he was not expecting me to actually be there. He's like, I didn't think you was gonna be here. I'm like, hey, it wasn't that far from where I live. I had to come down here with my brother. He had dapped me up. He gave me a hug, which I think, if I remember correctly, he said he wasn't giving out hugs at it, and I think he was memeing, but the fact that he had recognized me at any capacity and even said he loved the vibes that I give off in my videos was enough to make me like blush in a way. Like, it was just so humbling that someone as highly respected with such a huge following was able to pick me out of the crowd of just regular boys and girls who just love his music. And that man is big. He is a lot taller than I thought he was. I think that man is like 6'3". That man is huge. I never knew he was short. I never said he was short, but I didn't realize that man is tall. Holy crap. But man, that guy is just so chill. He is just so lovable. You can't hate DPS. So after me and Nick get our pictures with him and all that stuff, we had went upstairs because we had saw Game Boy Jones. And obviously, I had to go see my boy, okay? So we had went there, we were waiting for a line, and then we looked around to get in the back of the line for Game Boy, and we saw Rustage. And I'm like, hold on, is that Rustage? Because he blends right into the crowd. And he had a little table for his little cards that he does for his live stream and everything. So we got in line for that, and I got up there, and someone had gave him like a little cheese scone, or crepe or whatever. It was something. We had came up to him, and he had looked at me, and he too had recognized me. It's like, oh, it's you. And I was like, there is no way I got recognized by these two giants of the community. And I'm like, no way you would recognize me. It's like, you do the reactions. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And it's like, and the first thing that he says after that is like, I thought you were taller. Now, I'm gonna need you to understand, right? Hold on. I am 5'4". This is not a bit. My tape measure said he's not relevant to the plot. Regardless, I am 5'4". I am not tall. I am average height. But for someone else to say that they thought I was taller did something in my brain that I didn't think it needed to. Normally people say I look younger for my age. He was the first person to ever say he thought I was taller. Now granted, right? I told him it's probably all from the camera. All I do is just put it at a higher angle and angle it down like most people. So I don't lie about my height. It's really nothing else to it. But even after that, after him thinking that I was taller, which was easily like one of the funniest things of that day, not the funniest, I'll tell you about that later. He was eating that cheese crepe, whatever that thing was. He was eating that thing, and I was like, Rustage, have you not eaten today? He's like, no. I'm like, Rustage, I love you, but you knew you were gonna be here greeting hundreds of people from sun up to sundown. You didn't think to eat. And it's like, I forgot. I'm like, this is why we love you, Rustage, you beautiful maniac. Oh my god. That was, meeting Rustage was so much funnier than I thought it was. He hadn't eaten all day. He was devouring that thing like it was no tomorrow. Like he hadn't eaten all for like a week. That man is beautiful. So after we had met Rustage, right, we go into the line for Game Boy. And fun fact, me and Nick were in line, and we were thinking about meeting up Peso Pete and Breeden. Turns out both of them were at a park 10 minutes away from the venue, basketballing it up. I'm like, why did I feel before I even came here that somewhere, somehow, somebody was going to be playing basketball? And some people that were in front of us were like, wait, they're not even here? Yeah, they're at a park. Put it up on the Twitter. They took a picture, and I think they jetted out there to play basketball with them. I'm like, oh, looks like we just won't meet them today or whatever. So we're in line with for Game Boy. We saw a Dinky Kaminari cosplay. That was very much interesting. He was real cool. But we got in line, right? And we finally got up to him. And I was like, hey, you probably don't know who I am. He's like, hold on. Now, this is the funniest interaction of the entire day because Game Boy Jones looked at my face and he was looking at me. It's like, hold on. He was taking sips of his water. I was just like, hey, yo, I was just trying to get like small talk out. He's like, shut up. He just told me to shut up like 3 or 4 times. It's just like, I was like, tell me who you are. And I told him, it's like, wait, take off the hat. It's the damn hat. Because I don't wear my Hero Academia snapback in any of my videos. I probably only wore it in 2 at most. Any other time I have anything on my head, it's like the little like skull cap or whatever. He was getting so bad he couldn't recognize me. And I had told him that I'm also in his thing on Twitter where I get the videos earlier and everything like that. But it's the fact that he told me to shut up as he couldn't remember who I was. That was the funniest interaction of the entire day. I was getting told that I should be shut up by one of my favorite artists. And the fact is, like, I asked him, like, I'm gonna be honest, right? Game Boy is absolutely a degenerate. And he said he had to do a song about busty, bad anime girls, right? And he said that he had a job to do. And that job was to be the nerdcore community degenerate, as he is one of the only few to actively make multiple songs about how bad some of these anime females are, and I absolutely respect it. Hey, game recognizes game, bro. And Game Boy Jones, if for whatever reason you see this, let it be known, you have no idea how much that made my day being told to shut up by you. So after we met Game Boy, we went downstairs. We met Xiaodo. That man is so cool. He is so chill, so down to earth. I apologize for mispronouncing his names anytime that I saw him as a feature in anyone's songs. And it's like, yes, because if you didn't know, he is actually trained in Shaolin Kung Fu. That is not a bit. That is not a bit. He passed a little card because he wanted us to vote for him for like Europe's like independent streamer rewards, which I already did. And it shows on it that he had trained in China in Shaolin Kung Fu. And I was like, wait, is that the reason why your name is Xiao Do? Xiao, like Shaolin and Xiao Do? Because you practice martial arts? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, so you're telling me you're a rapper, you speak Japanese, and you're trained in Shaolin Kung Fu, which means you're technically legally allowed to beat somebody up, hit him with a Japanese bar, and then rap about it afterwards if someone makes you mad. He was like, basically, I'm like, note to self, I'm never mispronouncing your name ever again. Because I don't need you coming through the comment section saying, when I see you next time, it's on site. I don't need that. But Xiaodo is such a cool individual. He was so chill. So after we had met him, we had gotten pics with Maguire, I believe. Wait, hold on. Who else did we get pictures with? Who else? Where's that list? Because I have a list. Yeah, me and Nick had gotten pictures with Maguire. Real chill. Real cool guy. Then we had met Nerd Out. Now, Nerd Out for me is special because I didn't know nothing about Nerdcore as a whole if I didn't know anything about Nerd Out. Nerd Out, I had found them when I was like in high school when Overwatch just came out from Overwatching You and the Rainbows in the Dark. So meeting the people who kind of helped me inch into it before I found the Rusted Shonen Jump cipher along with other people, that touched my heart. It was just amazing to meet those three. Also, we met Cam Steady, the one-man god, met Chi-Chi, dreaded Yusuke, who was cosplayed up in the Bardock Saiyan armor. I was like, where's your hair? He left that at home. I'm like, next time you do this, you gotta have the hair. He said he's definitely gonna do it next time. Met Cammy Cat, absolute sweetheart. Also met Zach B and Mac on the beat. Those absolute menaces to society. Wish I could have met more of the artists myself. Wish I could have met Breeding Boy. Wish I could have met Peso Pete and Schwabati and anyone else there that I probably can't remember off the top of my head. Let it be known that just meeting and being there in that entire space was a life changing. It's just a moment you can't make up. Money can't technically buy it, but I'm definitely going back. If it is not too far away, the moment that they say where the venue is going to be, I am buying a VIP ticket and I am going there. If it is within good driving distance, I am driving there again. I'm going next year because it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger. Long and short of it, like NPC, the concert itself and the meet and greet was definitely something that there's not enough words to express how happy it was for me to be a part, to not even be a part of, but to know that I am, in a way, a part of a community that actually feels like an actual community. Knowing that some of the people, not even so much as being recognized, while that is a nice little thing on the nice little cherry on top by some of my favorite artists, that definitely does help. But knowing that I'm part of a community that cares so much about the medium of video games and anime and cartoons and just nerd culture in general, and they also make fire music, and I get to witness that in person and be around other people who enjoy it as well, it's words can't describe it. And I absolutely love this community. Can't wait for next year. And because I saw everyone perform, all that did was cement that I need to start adding more people to my reaction playlist. So while I normally do DPS, Rushes, Game Boy, Divide, Dizzy, Hollis CG, Zach B, Fable, and some others I can't think off the top of my head, I'm going to be adding a lot more people. I'm adding none like Joshua to my playlist. I'm adding McGuire, Cam Steady, Cheat Sheet, everyone that performed, and then some, big or small. I want to show how much I love this community by listening to as much as nerdcore music as I possibly can. My weeks are about to get a lot more busy and get filled with a lot more nerdcore music. But you know what that means? Come next year, my playlist is going to last the entire trip there. And I cannot wait. To everyone that was at NPC, to anyone that I met, and to anyone that I sadly was not able to meet, let it be known that I say this for myself and others who were there as well. Gosh, I almost sound like I was about to get emotional. Let it be known that was an experience like none other. Thank you for creating this community. Thank you for making the music that you do. You have no idea how much it means to us that your music touches people's heart around the world, that it is loved by millions across everyone in this amazing community, that you make music for us to love. About the fiction characters that have touched our hearts and touched our lives and influenced us in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That you continue to make this music that we love listening to, and that you will keep making it as long as you are able to. I say that we thank you. Thank you so very much. And we cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what other music and things that y'all got in the future. Because in all honesty, I'm ready for y'all to become bigger. I'm ready for nerdcore to become bigger, because it deserves to be bigger, and it will get bigger with time. Well, that is my tellings of my experience with my brother of NPC Nerdcore PartyCon. Hopefully, like I said, we're able to go next year. If it is not too far away, hopefully we're able to go and have more memories as well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment down below what you thought about it. Share with a friend, hit that bell, all greatly appreciate it. It's your boy NPC Jackson, and I will see you on the next video. Now if you'll excuse me, as I finish up 3 scripts and have to figure out what footage and B-roll to use for them, because I am not gonna have fun editing these videos after this one. NBC Jackson signing out. Peace.